Mr. Hugo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yes, so we're good to go. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone. My name is Doctor, and I have here with me Mr. Hugo. Mr. Hugo, can you say hi? Yes,
Hi, everyone.
everyone.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
so yes, this webinar was brought to you by TechfrontNG Academy. So, Mr. Hugo, just go right into the webinar. Please, can you make sure, Mr. Hugo?
Yeah. Can you paraphrase again?
I said, can we meet you, Mr. Hugo? You know, you are seasoned video editor and the likes. I want you to just tell yourself to us.
Okay. All right. So I am a video editor. I'm not just a video editor, though. Anyway, I'm a motion graphics designer. I'm also a graphics designer, and I'm a VFX artist. When you talk about VFX, adding visual effects to movie shots. I do more of commercials too. Yeah. Then I do sound design. Yeah. I'm also a talented producer, you know. So, well, that's all about me for now. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Ugo.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
welcome.
I'm sure that this section is going to be very entertaining and also very informative.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have
Yeah.
some questions here that I would like to ask you. I want you to explain to me so that I want people to know the reason why they should come for this training. Why should I
Oh,
come for the training? Why is this
okay.
training important?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your creative process when starting a new editing project?
Okay. First of all, I will first of all say that when you talk about creating a story or you want to start an editing process, first thing that comes to your mind is what do you have in your head? And the definition of some things, like you need to understand that when you want to start creating, you should be able to tell a story. Okay, you're not just creating visuals for people to just watch. You need to create a story. What do you want people to understand by the time they are done watching your videos? So it's a storytelling, but it's just in a visual way. You understand? So when you want to start creating things, you start with the concepts. Okay, this is what I have in my head. How do I put it in how do I put it in a good use? You understand? Then those of you who have ideas of editing, there's something we call the writing board, the storyboard, then the creative aspect. How do you start creating it in the aspect of like, okay, I want to do emotion graphics. What is my goal? I give an example. For example, you want to do emotion graphics that is trying to explain or advertise for a company. You have to know what you have to get your graphics. You have to get your materials. What is the company? Make your findings. Make your investigative findings to know what you want to do for a company. You want to tell the story so that you'll be able to, advertise your company. So it's just about storytelling. Okay. So for me personally, when I want to start, if I want to start a video creative process, I ask myself, I say, what am I trying to pass? What message am I passing from myself to the audience? What do I want the audience to get? That is the main goal for me, what I want the audience to get. For example, I'm trying to sell something for a company. For example, it's a fashion company. The materials, the shirts, the shoes, the skirts, how do I sell it? You understand? Take the best of the best. How do I sell it? The voiceovers, so on and so forth. So there are many things in the creative aspect, but the major thing is, what do you want your audience to understand from the video you are creating? That's very, very important. I think that's all. I don't know if
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you, Mr. Ogo. I think what I was able to, my key point from what you just said is, so for example, I have something in my head and I
yeah,
want to pass it to a target audience. So how
yeah.
do I bring what I have in my head to life? That is basically what you're going to be teaching us to do, and that is what you do. So you
Okay.
bring thoughts to life through visuals, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's
Okay.
what
Thank
you
you,
can
thank
bring
you.
in. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Okay.
Yes.
So how do you decide on the pacing and reading of a video?
That's a very good question. Pacing and the rhythm of video.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
For example, let's talk about a documentary, for example. A documentary, you're trying to tell a story about somebody. You understand? This is how the person lives his life or her lives. I mean, or her life. You're trying to let people know this is how the person is. This is exactly what the person is made of. This is exactly how the person is. You know, talking about pacing of the video documentary, you talk about mood style, you talk about the thriller style of a video. You understand? For example, I'm talking about documentary, so there are some parts of the video that in such a way that, for example, when you have to deal with emotions, you should be able to translate that in the aspect of, for example, I use some sounds when I do sound design. There's some sound that I put in to fit in with the video. You cannot just take an action video, action sound, placing it in the video when you are having something that is emotional. So it doesn't just make sense. So the pacing of the video depends on your creativity. Okay, it still boils down to what you want people to understand from the video. Pacing of your video. Do you want people to watch your video? After watching your video, they are, apart from the documentary, after watching your video, they feel emotionally attached. Do you understand? After watching your video,
Okay.
they can feel the heat of what you are passing. When it depends on the video. When you watch the video or what you have created, it tells a lot. It has to do with how you also feel. Okay, you make a video, you watch it. How is it passing the message to you? How is it making you feel? So I believe when you do that, the pacing on the video is just it has to do with your um it has to do with emotions. Let me just put it that way. It has to do with your emotion and how you want to pass the message. Thank you.
Mm. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right.
Ogo. So if I got you correctly, are you saying videos cannot be the same thing?
Yeah, videos cannot be the same thing. Okay, so you are doing a video. For example, you give a video to three people. It could be the same video, okay, but very sure that three of them will interpret it in different ways. You
Hmm.
understand? Three of them will interpret it in different ways. You understand? So it's emotions for me. It's emotions. How you create. There's something called individual differences. You understand? So the way I create video, it might not be this way another person A will create the video. So the pacing on the video really matters with as in it gels with the emotion, what I want people to feel. That's the way I see it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ogo. I know you have a lot to share with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So can you share a moment when an edit completely transformed the story?
Okay. So editing transform my story. So I was doing a walk. I think 5 years ago. I was doing a walk then, and I was editing. Okay, that was the first is it 5 years ago? It's a long time. It's a very long time ago. So I was editing a film, is it film? Okay, yes, I was editing a film. We had a short story to tell. Okay, so I had to be on set one day. I came and I told the director said, okay, we have done the shots and the shot we did is fine. You love it. So just edit it and do some things, do this, do that, do that. Yeah. I came and I now brought the video footages into my system. Like, let me see what's made up. And I discovered that he said he wanted me to remove a character from a background. It's a video, remove the character and let the background just be bare. Let's make some things, let the person be blurry or something like that. Now I got the footages and I was like, okay, I looked at it. It was not well shot. So, and I know that when I'm going to edit this thing, it's going to give me problems. Okay. So I had to tell the director, I said, this video is not well shot. You understand? I now told him that anytime you want to shoot a video, or we either let's reshoot this video. That's number one. Number two, anytime you want to shoot a video, if possible, I will want to be there so that I look at the shots immediately and tell you, yes, this shot is good. Because I'm just giving this story because it's really transformed the way I take footages to edit. And that's why one of the things I personally learned from myself was to be a cinematographer. I forgot to say I'm also a good cinematographer. You understand? So yeah, a good cinematographer, because when I want to edit something good, I want to have the best shots. Okay. So I like, okay, let me get the best shots. You know, when you have the best shots, you get the best footage to work with when editing. Okay, so it's just like, how will I say, it's just like computer, garbage in, whatever you give in, garbage out. Okay, so so if you give the computer rubbish, it will try its best to process the rubbish, but still bring out rubbish. But when you give computer a good thing, it brings out good thing. Even AI, the world is going into AI now. So you give AI, if you don't tell AI the specific things you want, you don't get the results. So that's, for me personally, transformed the way I edit. I want to do a good job for someone, for client. If personally I don't do the shoot myself, I make sure I guide the cinematographer. This is how we do it. This is how we do it, so that I get the best shots. So that when you edit, your videos comes out good. No matter how good you are on editing, if you handle a footage that is not well good or is not well shot, there's no magic you can do to bring out the best. It's not still going to be the best as a video that is well shot. So I think I've talked too much. So I think, that's the way I see editing. That's the way I see editing, and that's the way it is. That's what transformed my editing skills and what, you understand. Even though up to now, I still sometimes receive footages that are bad. I receive them and I like, oh, this thing you are giving me is not good. This is the reason why. This is the reason why. But I think it's a breakthrough for me. My editing skill changed because there was sometimes I was having problems, sweating all night, sleeping, having sleepless nights, and so when you get a solution to a problem, it really transformed the way you see editing. So that's it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. So, in addition to learning the skill, video editing skill, you
Yeah.
would also advise the individual takes up video cinematography or videography, as the case may be.
Okay, so video editing is broad, very broad. In the aspect of video editing, we have some part of video editing that also includes motion graphics. Okay, we have some part of video editing that, because when you want to edit a video, the video is first of all shot. Okay, so that's where the cinematography comes in. Do you understand? So you shoot a good footage. A good cinematographer will shoot a very good footage for you to edit. So I personally, is I also wanted to know how to shoot good footages, which I also advised everybody to do. Learn how to shoot, not just edit, learn how to shoot so that you can edit the best work that you can do. So that's it. Yeah.
Thank you for that takeover. Guys, I hope you're learning because I'm learning a lot. Okay. So, Mr.
Yeah.
Go, at what point in video editing does the video become over edited?
All right, that's a very technical question. Okay, when someone say the video is being over edited, I see it as the video and concept has actually you have actually diverged, or you have moved away from the video concept. Now, I want to do a video. I want to edit a video. Okay, there must be what we call a conception. Okay, there must be something that you are looking out for, that you want. This is how I want the end result to be, and it takes discipline to really do exactly what you want the end result to be. Sometimes you can be editing video, maybe you go online, you see something that is more, I like this one, I like this one, I want to do this in the same video, and that was not the purpose of why you shot that video. Every video has a concept. For example, you wanted to create a suspense. For example, I'm just using this cinematography stuff. You want to create a suspense, you now shoot at a very close range with a blurry background. Okay, for example, you have a blurry background. Now, you are shooting a blurry background because in the edit you want to have is kind of you want to create a kind of how will I say it? You want to create a kind of suspense. Okay, that was the goal. Now you come in, you now see, somebody now tells you, or you watch online, you see that this one, it was blurry, but later it didn't become blurry, and the head was this, the head was that. You now begin to lose focus. The purpose of why you shot that, or the purpose of why the video must be edited, must be met. So it's in a simple sentence, if you are not actually doing the objective or the purpose of what you were supposed to, what is in your mind, what exactly you are supposed to, the way you're supposed to deliver the story, I believe that is now becoming over edited. You understand? When you are diverging away from the concept, that's when I say the video is over edited. You are beginning to add some things that are not really necessary. Okay, so sometimes some videos are very simple when editing. Some people like simplicity, and as simple as they are, they still carry the objective, and they still have the taste of how the end result must be. So if a video is being done like that, it has to, there is no need for you adding a lot of spice, you understand, to make the video. You want to show your skills. I want to show that, I can do this, I can do that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary because you are actually trying to pass a message to the audience. Thank you. Yeah.
Mr. Ogo, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so which editing software do you prefer and why?
Okay, so editing softwares. Okay, so I always tell editors, first of all, first thing, they want to be a good editor. I will give you a scenario, okay? You want to be a good editor. We are in the world now, we have so many tools for editing, just for a video. We have so many tools. We have Premiere Pro, we have Final Cut, we have Avid, we have DaVinci Resolve. You understand? We even have some AI, some online tools like CapCut that is raining now. But I always tell videographers or video editors that, see, learn learn a software that you are very sure of, that you can use. Because at times it's not what software you can use. It's about getting the job done. This is the end result. Do you understand? So if you want to talk about working, okay, you want to have a career in video editing, fine. You can learn what the industry standard softwares. For example, personally, I use Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. I use After Effects more because of motion graphics that I infuse into my Premiere Pro. I use DaVinci Resolve for color grading. I use CapCut, which everybody is using, CapCut, and yeah, I use Final Cut Pro. You understand, when I'm using Mac to edit, and so on and so forth. But I want us to also have at the back of your mind that there are specific softwares that were designed for specific purposes. For example, DaVinci Resolve was designed for color grading. Hollywood standard films, Nollywood, all the films you use in the world, most of them are color graded in DaVinci Resolve. And that is the industry standard. Many Hollywood films are edited in Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and Avid. So in Nigeria, we use a lot. In those days, we use Premiere Pro, which is still good. Best software for me for editing. CapCut is very good. Very, very good. It's very simple. You can use CapCut. I use CapCut a lot. The only thing why I tend to go away from CapCut a bit is because it's kind of a plug and play. Templates are already inbuilt for you. There's no room for creativity, because what you want to do, for example, you want to add transitions, they're already there for you. They are created for you. Okay, it's not like Premiere Pro or After Effects that you have to create it from the basis. You have to, yes, take time to create it from the basis, but it's what you did yourself. You created it. You want to be a good editor, you have to learn the basis. I always tell people, learn the basis. Learn the basis, because it's very important. When you learn the basis, you can build from there. I use CapCut a lot because CapCut is not bad. It's very good. I use CapCut a lot. For example, I want to do a job, quick job. Hey, help me edit this, help me edit that. I look at it, I look at the footage, I get the perspective of who is asking this. What do you want? What are you looking for? The person tells me, oh, it's CapCut. Pium, under 5 minutes, under 10 minutes, you're done with CapCut. Video is very good. But when you want to create masterpieces, you want to create something different, unique. When you want to create something unique, like After Effects, you use After Effects. I use After Effects a lot. People call me After Effects master, which I don't like. I don't like, because everybody learns everything. But you want to create something unique, After Effects, motion graphics, visual graphics, After Effects. Premiere Pro is very good. Color grading, in fact, they are now infusing lumetri color in Premiere Pro, which you can use for color grading. Very good. That has been the industry standard for decades, for years. You use, you edit, you cut. So, different purposes, different softwares. Okay. I had to now start going into Blender. Blender is a 3D application, still used for video, 3D applications. You want to do visual effects, you want to do 3D animations, Blender. But we have more. We have Blender, we have Maya, we have Houdini, we have so on and so forth. New things are coming up. But the only thing is, for me, over the years, I have been using Adobe Premiere Pro. I have been using After Effects, mostly for motion graphics, and I have been using DaVinci Resolve, and now I've been using, because I don't want to be left out, I'm now using CapCut. so that's it. That is just it. Those are the softwares I use. So I just want to remind you again that different softwares have different purposes, what you want to do with them. It is very, very important. You can't say you want, because you want to do video editing, just enter Blender and say, "Oh, I'll do video editing." You are going to sweat. You are going to sweat a lot. So different softwares, different purposes. The more software you can use very well determines how good you are. Not just use. Also, creativity matters a lot. So that's it. All right.
So how do you approach it?
Sorry, I didn't get that question. I didn't get that question. Sorry.
Set the mood of it?
How do okay of a scene?
Just questioning.
Yeah, you. I didn't get your question. You said I had mood. Okay. Okay. So if I want to paraphrase that question, you said, how do you approach color grading, or how do you set the mood of a scene, right? I don't know. Okay. All right. So you have a video clip, you have a film, for example. If you are the one doing it yourself, you have it's simple. You have the idea already constructed in your mind. Okay. But if you are working with a director, or you are working with a filmmaker, you know there'll be some different scenes. So for example, now I just want to ask, for example, like you want to do a daytime scene. It's very simple. Now, okay, color grading. Now, we're talking about color grading. Now, I'm going to be using DaVinci Resolve, just like I talked about. You can still do that in Premiere Pro. Okay, so you know when you look at that, DaVinci Resolve has a lot of tools, in inbuilt tools, that is very good for color grading, better than any other software. So that was even one of the best software for color grading, and it's from Blackmagic. Lumetri 2 in Premiere Pro is good, but not giving you the freedom of using the tools. I mean, not giving you more dynamics in color grading like DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so setting mood is just maybe because it's me, it's easy for me. Okay. You want to do a night scene, for example. Okay, I'm in the house, I'm shooting a movie, I want to do a night scene. There's something called lightings, which you as a good video editor and as a good cinematographer, you should also know how to use your lights. Okay, we have different kinds of light setup. We have three-pointed lights. Each color, when you watch movies, each color of your lighting matters, tells a story. Some people miss that point, that the color of the light you use matters a lot, tells your story, tells the story of the scene. You understand? When you have a coolish effect, for example, you don't tend to be using an orange light or a yellow light. Be using something like a bluish light. You understand? So those things matters a lot. Um, Setting mood for color grading. Okay. As a professional, I always want to shoot on raw. Even photographers, when they snap pictures, they like snapping on raw. Why? Because it gives you more dynamic ranges. Okay, so that you can tweak very well. You'll not be limited to some certain points than you shooting on normal cameras that you can just do little, very little feel, you know. So shooting on raw gives you a lot of dynamics. Okay, so I shoot on raw, I bring my footages in. What kind of raw am I shooting? Is it an S log? Is it a C log? I think, are you shooting a black magic raw? Are you shooting a red? We have different kinds of camera, the way they interpret their own raw footage, footages. Are you shooting a black magic? You bring in the raw, you know, bringing it to your software. You now change it into the codec. For example, DaVinci Resolve, you have to change it to the codec of that camera you used. Okay, so talk about highlights. I talk about highlights, the mood. Now I'm trying to show a night scene, for example. I cannot be having daylight kind of feel. When people watch the video, they should see that, yes, this is nighttime, not your video looking like you are trying to tell them that it's a night scene, but it's looking like an afternoon scene. That's very, very, very catastrophic. You know what I mean? So weird. So setting your mood really, it starts from your conception. Okay, I always like planning my things. If I'm shooting things, I plan myself. I say, okay, here I'm going to shoot a night scene. What can we do? Even if I don't know all, what can we do to make this night scene a real night scene? Okay, the lights to be used, the locations to be used, the kind of mood in there's this kind of settings you set your cameras. You understand? The way you shoot during daytime is different from the way you shoot during nighttime. You understand? Then when you bring them into a color grade properly, use your when you talk about color grading, you're talking about your highlights, talking about you're now talking about the color contrast. You're talking about the there are many things in it. Talking about as I said, color contrast. Talking about the highlights, the black, not crushing the blacks, not crushing the whites. You have to also understand when an image is overclipped. So many things. So many things. So those things, if you really watch, I watch movies a lot. When you watch movies, professional movies like Hollywood movies, everybody's Hollywood. When you watch Hollywood movies and see the way clips are being shot, you understand what I'm saying. So setting mood for color grading still boils down to how you are shooting your scene. You knowing that this is the scene I want to shoot. Night, if it's night, it's night. If it's day, it's day. Thank you.
What is one underrated?
Okay. Okay. So one underrated thing, one underrated. Okay. So for me, um, I said that there are many scopes to video editing. Some people are just good in motion graphics. Some people are just good in color grading. Some people are just good in joining video. That's the normal video editing people know. You understand? So I don't think when you talk about something that is being underrated, to me, what people tend to overlook is the concept. For example, I shot a video and I now give it to, let's assume I'm not the video editor, like example, I now give it to somebody and I'll say, okay, see, just edit for me and just join it. You understand? Join it for me, and no, just join it. The person now does what he feels like. You understand? and at the end of the day, the video is not passing the message. Okay, so something being underrated still boils down to um, it still boils down to your creative mode. Okay, what you have in mind should be done with discipline. Should be done with discipline. It's not really about the skills. Okay, yes, it's good for you to know the basics. It's also part of it. Very, very good to know the basics. For example, you want to do motion graphics. I always advise people, you want to do motion graphics. For me personally, you must also learn, you must first of all know how to do graphics designs, simple graphics designs, for example, because motion graphics are just the same thing as graphics, but just the difference is because it's motion graphics, your graphics are moving. Okay, for example. So you learn the basics, learn how to make sure your graphics look appealing and good. Your graphics must be appealing first before you now make it a motion graphics. If your graphics are not appealing, your motion graphics also will not be appealing. So everything, what is, the most underrated thing is your concept and what the basics. Yeah, your concept and the basics. So learning the concepts, learning the basics. I see a lot of new editors underrating that. They just oh, I just want to know how to do this thing immediately. I just want to know how to do these things just like that. Video editing is not magic. It's a process. You learn how to do it right. If you don't know how to do it right, you can never get it right. So you need to know the basics and know how to visualize ideas. How do you visualize ideas? You look at what other people are doing. You watch films, you watch documentaries. If it's documentary you want to go into, you watch documentaries, you watch films, you watch you watch a lot of motion graphics. How does company sell their products? Um, how do they buy, how do they sell, so on and so forth. So those are the things that you need to put your mind to. Okay, good to learn everything, but learn the basics. I always emphasize that. Learn the basics. The basics will help you a long way. Any software you are using, learn how to use it, use the basic functions of those software to achieve what you want to achieve. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ogo. Sorry, I had a bit of challenge there. Okay. What technique help keep viewers engaged throughout the video? Yes, I know that you create interesting, creative, interactive videos, but what are the major things you put in place that keep viewers engaged to the end of the video?
Okay, so okay, so okay. I'll say my personal way, the way I always use in intriguing, capturing audience. You understand? Apart from this part that I want to sell the message, you know, every video editor should know how to use sound designs, how to use sound to power their visuals. You cannot just, for example, you play a visual, you did all the sweat, you now play the visual without sound. How will it look like? You understand? It's going to be very boring. You understand? So it's not just knowing how to put, some young video editors, they just edit. They put in sound, any sound they like, and they are done. No. When you put in a sound into your video, does it speak to you? Does it pass that message? I want to do a trailer, for example. I have to take a trailer sound that is captivating. First of all, I find the sound that is captivating, that is when people hear it without even the visuals. Yes, it's a go. You bring it in, you do your video editing, your motion graphics, your video editing, you understand. Sometimes, like me, I personally like bouncing my cuts. When you talk about transitioning from one cut to the other, I like bouncing my cuts with the music. Okay, for example, I'm bouncing there's an ascendo in the instrumentals. There's something I must do there. A kind of transition I put there from bouncing it or transiting from one clip to the other. Those tells a lot. It really captivates individuals. Okay. For example, you have a song, you have a music, then you bounce your music with you bounce your visuals with the music. It might not be it might not be the best visuals, yes, but the way it's bouncing with the music captivates people. So those are techniques I always say that young video editors should learn. And that's even what is trending now, because um, apart from the fact that AI is now in, learn how to use AI too, so all those things, it helps. It helps. First, your visuals, your graphics must be good. Your visuals must be good. What you shot, your video shots must be good. Your music, your soundtrack that you are going to underlay must be good. If you are using a voiceover, your voiceover must be captivating. Must be captivating. Those things help your audience to stay in touch or stay in line to see the end of your video. Imagine a shot that the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, no, five, what I'm saying, first 5 seconds is not captivating. In this world now, your first 5 seconds is not captivating, it's not drawing people turn off. So the remaining 30 seconds, people won't watch it. So at least your first 5 seconds or 10 seconds video opening clip must be captivating. And you can use all these elements that I've explained, your sound, your visuals, your voiceover, make them gel. Make them gel. That's it.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Ogo,
Yeah.
can you share the difference between phone, um, phone video editing and PC editing? Is there any difference? Let's say, for example, I'm a video editor, and what I use basically is my phone, and some other person uses his or her. Is there a major difference?
Um, okay. In those days, there used to be a major difference, because but now things are changing very, very fast. So I'll just make this one short. There still be, for example, my we talk about my softwares I like using, like Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects. I've not seen any phone app that does the same thing. Okay, so it still boils down to system. So to me personally, I use system to edit. I see everything with it. I I am so manipulative very well on the system. So I don't think there are some things that um, although phone has new apps, and those new apps have their limits. Okay, but me, because I'm someone that I've learned from the scratch, you understand, with system, so on and so forth. I always use system to do all my edits. Of course, when you want to edit films, you cannot be using phone to edit films because of the buffer, because of the heaviness of the shots. You can't be using phone. Although now CapCut, you can use CapCut to edit some short clips, quickly on the phone, so on and so forth. So it varies, but I will advise, you want to be a good video editor, stick to using system.
PC.
Yeah, yeah, PC.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ogo. So, what are the plugins or add-ons that, as a professional, you use to save time and also improve quality of videos?
Okay, so all right, so plugins, good. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so when you talk about videos, there are a lot of paid plugins. Okay, um, sincerely speaking, for example, I use Premiere Pro. I use everything Premiere Pro has. Everything Premiere Pro has, because when you have subscribed, when you have paid, when you're using a paid plan, you have limited. You have varieties of everything. You cannot use everything. You cannot just, because there's no how you use everything that Premiere Pro has and you will not be satisfied with the video you are doing. Okay, but some people use a lot of, for example, some people that don't want to go into, they don't want to learn, they don't want to stress themselves for color grading into going into DaVinci Resolve. They don't want to color grade there. They don't want to go through that process. They want to just stick to Premiere Pro. You understand? Some people download plugins like Magic Bullets. Okay, that's Red Giant. Okay, they download it. You understand, to because it's a paid plugin and it's very good. Okay, some people just use that one. They don't want to go through DaVinci Resolve, all those things. I personally, I don't use plugins. Okay, if I want to do an advanced color grading, I go straight to do it in DaVinci Resolve. Now, After Effects, for example, I want to do 3D works. After Effects now has integration of 3Ds, for example. But if I just want to do strictly 3D, I don't use After Effects. There are 3D applications I use. I use Blender, for example. I do everything in Blender, bring them into Premiere Pro or After Effects to do other things. After Effects, I use it mainly for motion graphics. Everything about motion graphics is in After Effects. Everything is in After Effects. What you need for Premiere Pro, everything to me is in Premiere Pro. Okay. So what I do, for example, I want to do some quick jobs, you understand, and I need to do motion graphics. As I always do projects in After Effects, I also personally build in templates for myself. For example, I just open up the template and just put in, because this is how I know how it look like. I build on, as I create templates, I save them personally, maybe slideshows. I have a way of doing my motion graphics with After Effects slideshows. I save them, okay, so on and so forth. Premiere Pro to me is just you just bring in cuts and then do your transitions. A lot of them. So we have apart from this, we have online, we have good transitions that professionals have done that you can just get, so that you just put in, okay? But I always advise, you want to know how to use a software, learn how to do it, learn how the transitions are created, learn how the motion graphics are created. Sometimes I have people that have taught before that they learn how it was created. For example, After Effects, they learn how those slides were created. When they download the template and they learn how it was created. Okay, so that's just it. That's just it.
Okay. Um. So yes, I know you have some things you want to share with us. Like you want to show us this After Effects, this your because this English. I'm just trying to keep all these apps. I'm trying to keep them in my head. So I know you want to show us the visual presentation. But before you do that, please, I just want to ask you, what inspired you to become a video editor? We are running out of time, so we just want to
Okay,
maybe
so
just be snappy before you.
all right. So what inspired me to be a video editor? My wife was I'm married. Okay, so my wife is a musician. Okay, so I always wanted to do a video for every music she releases. I always want to shoot a video, so that's what inspired me. And I built the interest because I have um, I have interest in visuals. I like people watching what I create on screen. Okay, so that's just me. The interest has been there, so that's what inspired me.
Hmm. I like intentional spouses. Interesting. So you actually went into, even though you've been passionate about it, but it drove you because your wife is a musician, so it gave you the reason to now let's push for this so that I can help her create engaging videos and like interesting. Okay. So how has your editing style evolved over the years?
All right. So um, over the years, you just have to be. You just have to. So one thing with me is I yeah I edit videos, but I also look at what other people are doing. I watch out for videos online. Okay, I watch videos online, and videos that inspire me, that speaks to me. I watch them and I study the processes at which they are done. For example, um, you know, trends are coming up every day. Trends are coming up every day. Those days we used to use cameras. It's a must they use camera, but now you can use your phone. You can use iPhone. You can use, trends change. But I advise people that when the trends are changing, don't be left out. Okay, so just always see what they are doing. Learn. Don't be too proud to learn. Learn from them, and also evolve with them.
So my take home is evolve with the times. So now
Yeah.
people are using AI. Try to understand how best to improve your work with AI. They are doing this. Just join the bandwagon and take the best you can from that. Thank you, Mr. Hugo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what skills do companies look out for when hiring a video editor?
Okay. Very simple, but sometimes people miss it a lot. When they look out, first thing they look out for is your creativity. How creative are you? Okay. What can you bring to the table? Your creativity now translates into your conception, your ideas, and your skills. Okay. So that's just it. Company looks at your creativity, and like me, for example, I'm trying to hire someone. For example, I look at his creativity. I ask questions, certain questions like, okay, my company wants to sell this product. So how can you sell us with your videos? If you are as a video editor, if you are able to answer that question confidently and correctly, not just answer the question, showing us some things you have done in the past, because people want to see that you have experience. Show us some things you have done in the past. Show us the ideas you have. Companies look at that, and I think that's what they're looking at.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in video editing?
Now, someone that is very interested, not just being interested, has the passion. Okay. The advice I would give you is number one, don't be tired. Okay. Sometimes there's some part of this job that you want to do, it can become tiring. Okay. For example, when you work with directors that are very, very, very troublesome. They will say this. I want this. I want this. When you do that, no, I don't like this. I think we should do this. You do that. Let's change it. You understand? It can be tiring. You understand? But I just want to encourage you that there's a lot. If you look at the world around you, the world around you is all about storytelling. Whether you like it or not, is a kind of buying and selling. You understand? Most especially selling ideas, selling what you have, selling for other people. And nowadays, people are always on social media, so you should be able to, if your visuals are very, very much appealing, okay? If your visuals are very much appealing, it's a kind of, it draws the attention of people. So, as a video editor, learn the basics. Don't just jump into, example, I started now, I started learning the hard stuff. I didn't understand anything. I was having headaches. Okay. So from the hard stuff, I now discovered that there are some things I have to look first. You understand? Learn the basics. Have your system. Keep working. have that desire, have that drive, take up challenges. Okay, I want to shoot this. I want to make a motion graphics um that will tell more about this product. I want to make an announcement from the church. I started from the church. You understand? Taking normal reports, the way they do announcements in church. I take it, you understand, do a voiceover, do a visual, you understand. Your visual might not be motion graphics, you can start with graphics. From there, you want more. You understand? So just have that passion. Don't be discouraged. People will discourage you. Don't be discouraged. Get your tools ready. As I said, what you know how to use it well. But I always advise that you use the industry standards. If you are looking at getting employed in a company, use the industry standards software to learn. You will really benefit a lot. I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ogo. So what should students look forward to in this training? Training coming up in October. What should they look forward to?
All right. All right. This training in October is going to be very, very, very interesting. It's going to be the learning platform is going to be fun. You'll be learning. You'll be having a lot of fun. But in this October, I will start with the basics. Okay? You learn how to use the softwares. Premiere Pro, After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, yes, and CapCut. Also Photoshop. Yeah, because it's very, very interesting. You need it. In one way or the other, your graphic, your designs, the thing is to reflect in your video. Okay, video comprises of everything. I'll be teaching you a lot of things. If possible, I'll teach you from the basics. I'll teach you how to give birth to ideas and how to translate your ideas to your visuals. How to tell stories is very important. It is very, very important. You learn a lot. You learn how to use something called motion tracking. You know how to edit videos, how to do cuts, how to use transitions, how to color grade, how to do. There's so much to learn, but it's going to be very, very interesting. And yeah, so much interesting. And I'm sure by the time at the end of the training, by that time you should be able to stand on your own, and you should be able to work with companies that you really you understand, companies that will employ you. That's it.
Okay. All right, please, we'll drop the link to the WhatsApp group in the comment section. So please you can just go there to click to join the link to the WhatsApp group. So Mr. Ogo, you mentioned you wanted to share some things with us. Please, you can go ahead, share your screen so that we can learn from your wealth of experience. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So okay, come in. Okay, so this is an example I don't know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Okay. I'll play first, then explain some things. Okay, so
introducing the Pan Twist, a delicious makeover in the food industry. An innovative food brand that is set to disrupt the industry with its unique and mouth-watering offerings. We have a large selection of delicious items that combine classic flavors with contemporary twists of premium ingredients that are purchased locally from suppliers and farmers to guarantee sustainability and freshness. Convenient pickups and deliveries are made possible by our user-friendly online ordering platform, a friendly and lively customer service that embodies our brand's essence and dedication to the food community. At Pantwist, we have a strong commitment to creating delicious food that is also healthy. We support healthy eating habits and strive to leave our customers feeling emotionally connected after their meals. We are a well-known brand that represents excellence and innovation. Reach out to us using Gmail, Instagram, or WhatsApp. We are eager to share with you our love of cuisine and establish ourselves as your go-to source for anything delectable. Pantwist, fresh in a flash.
Okay, so all right, so that was a video I did for someone person's food stuff is pan twist. Okay, it's just selling the food, trying to create awareness that she's selling the food. Okay, so I had to create a story. Now, just to explain the process. Okay, so each of the this a video, but it's more of a motion graphics. Okay, and when you talk about motion graphics, you're talking about the After Effects, then bringing everything on into Premiere Pro. So first of all, I had to have the voiceovers done. Okay, crafting out what it's supposed to be. Okay, this is the voiceover. Does the voiceover carry the whole information needed? So how can I make the voiceover intriguing? Is it going to be so that when people hear it, it's appealing to their ears? Okay. And funny enough, uh, people can do the voiceover, but I decided to use AI. When in your video things, you need to also make a lot of research. AI is now in. You could do AI voiceovers, okay? You could do recordings with AI and other things, which you are going to learn, which is part of things you are going to learn, because I don't want students to be left out. AI is doing a lot now. It's not that it's coming to replace, but it's coming to enhance our skills. People think it's coming to replace, but it's not replacing, it's enhancing. You can only do, AI can do what it is asked to do, prompts. Okay, so the voiceover was done with AI. Okay, then I had to build on the voiceover. Okay, what kind of music am I looking at? I had to go for just a normal commercial music because it was just trying to advertise pan twist. Okay, so the job started. Okay, After Effects, we had a lot of After Effects work mainly, and it was After Effects all the way. Okay, it took me, because of the details of what I wanted, it took me 2 days, 2 days to do that because of what exactly I wanted. So I had a vision in mind. This is what the person wanted. So I had the vision in mind. Okay, this is how I want to translate it into this thing. The visuals, like what the person is into. You don't put. I wanted to put everything the person is selling or advertising. Nothing that is not something different from what he or she is selling. Okay, so these are samples of things being done. I wanted to share a very very short something with that I did for UBA. Very very short. It's just 35 seconds. 35 seconds. Uh, so in this part, okay, can I play it now? I think it's been played. Okay, so coming to this, now you can see the opening intro, just an example, just to sensitize you, just to tell you the idea. You can see the opening intro. The opening intro was UBA had a logo already. The opening intro was it was done in Blender, a 3D software. Okay, so you can see that it's not something that was done in After Effects. Okay, I did this in Blender, and just to show the intro that yes, this is UBA. Then all other things were done in After Effects and Premiere Pro. So examples of such, like for example, this was a graphics done in After Effects, self-serving portal. Hence, this is a graphics done. You understand? These are this is another thing. This is a video integration with visual effects, kind of. Okay, so I brought this into After Effects again. Had to do what we call motion tracking, which you'll be learning. How to sync this into the video clip, how to rotoscope, things like that. They are what you'll be learning. Okay, so rotoscopy and motion graphics, you understand, these are examples. So the transition, you can see the way the image, the transition from one clip to the other. You learn how to do that in either After Effects or Premiere Pro. Okay, you see the way it is done. All these motion graphics, type in After Effects with Premiere Pro. Okay, then self-service portal, you move into this. This is also another kind of motion graphics. So you did what we call rotoscoping on this subject, the person, so that you could put anything behind the person. You understand? Then we did a camera tracking here so that this person can, you understand, we can have this information tech. Then we ended it with the logo again. It's very simple. So those are things we will be learning. These are industry standards. These are what companies, banks, institutions are looking for. Okay, so you have to have that creative mindset. So those are some wealth of experience that I have done over, I've gotten over the years. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because this one is very, very, I did this during the election. I just did it I just had the urge to do it. So it's not that I just did it for myself. Okay, that's just the short form, but it was good. People liked it. Okay, you can just have a.
Mr. Ogo, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. You said you wanted to share your screen, but I didn't see anything from you. I don't know if you started sharing.
I wanted to share my what?
I'm going to share my work.
I thought you said you wanted to share your screen after the UBA thingy. You
Yes,
said
I
you had
did.
an election. Yes, I did. Okay, I did not see it. Yeah. So I hope people saw it.
Yeah, it's actually what is
Yeah,
playing.
it's actually what it's playing. Okay, because I can't still see anything here. Is there a way to confirm if those on the webinar can see it? Because I can't see it from here.
Okay, okay, it's at
Okay,
up
okay,
here.
it's at here. Okay.
Okay, should I?
Okay. Yeah. Should
So
I?
what I wanted to
So
bring from here.
Is one of Nigeria's most populous
what I
and
wanted to bring from
diversified
here
states.
is one of
At the
Nigeria's most
center of the
populous and
nation's economic
diversified states.
activity
At
is
the center of
centered
the
there.
nation's economic
Only the
activity
best prepared
is
candidates
centered there. Only the best.
What you learn, the things you learn, it's very important. This, as a graphics designer, okay, this is how I wanted my scene to look like for, in this aspect. You know, doing this, the designs, rotoscoping them out singly, that's cutting them out and placing them in different you know. So all these things matters a lot. So you'll be learning a lot, and it's worth it. You're going to see the result. I'm not a I don't know how to say much, but I am a person that tells you that you will see the result. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Ogo, it was really engaging.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to say I appreciate everyone that joined us today, and I know that you actually learned a lot. I just say this is a tip of the iceberg, and it's nothing compared to what you'll be learning. And I hope to see everybody soon for the lectures and for the training. I'm sure you are going to learn a lot, because it's normally said you cannot give everything, you cannot give what you don't have. So I know very well that you'll be learning a lot. And I want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for the time out on this webinar. I just want to thank everyone. I appreciate everyone for having me. And yeah.